Hello everyone. Covers the concept of Python database connectivity. With this, we could database queries through Python program. To do this, we need to install one is XAMPP and another one is PyCharm. So inside that, we will first create our project, this file and new project. I have already created one. Inside that, you have to create new Python file and give it any name. And here our program will come. So inside this, you need to install two libraries which are required. First, go to the files, then settings. Inside that, you have to go to your project and in that Python interpreter. Here you will be able to see the packages already installed. Then go to this plus sign and type the package you want to install. So we will require two packages. One is MySQL connector and another one is connector DB. So first you type here connector. Here comes MySQL connector. So click on this and then go for install package. Or after installing DB, and then click on this and install this package. After that, you are all set. Then go to the XAMPP control panel. Here you need to start this both Apache and MySQL server. By clicking on the start button, it will get started. By chance, if it creates any problem or it doesn't get start, you just don't worry. Go to the start button. Here, go to the XAMPP folder and this XAMPP control panel and open it. Go to the more and then go for run as administrator. Then you will be able to start these both servers. And then also it doesn't get start, then you can do one thing. Just go to this config and this first one. Sorry, go to this first one. And you need to change the port numbers. Instead of 80, you can replace it with 81 or 8080. So for that, type Ctrl H and change the port number 80 or replace 80 with 81 or 8080 and then just save it. So I don't need to save this. My servers are working okay. They are getting started. So you just have to then another change is go to this and wherever it is written 443, you have to change this with 444 or 4430. Just typing Ctrl H and here 443, it should be replaced with 444 and just then save it anywhere. Now after starting these both servers, you have to go to this admin in front of MySQL server. Go to this, then it will open this page PHP. Here you have to create one database. As I have already created one, I will show you how to create the database. You just click on this new button and you have to give any name to your database. So I'm giving name cricketer team and just go for keep everything as it is and go to create. As I already have this database cricketer team, so let's go back. Now here you have to specify the name of your table. Now you can give any name to your table, like suppose XYZ, and number of rows, let's say 5, and just click on this go button. Now you have to specify the column names here. So first of all, first name should be let's say first name, and the type, let us take the type as varchar. Another field will be say last name, and the data type will be varchar. Third one, say date of birth, and also the type name as varchar. Fourth field as place of birth, and the type as varchar. And then comes country, also the type as varchar, and let the maximum character length be 20 everywhere. And after doing all these, just go to the save button. So then your columns will be created. Now just go to the browse. You will be able to see your table format, but since the data is not inserted yet, so it will look like this. Then go to this insert button, and you have to just insert any values to your table in this null value tables. So for first name I'll write suppose Sachin, last name say Tendulkar, date of birth say anything, place of birth say Mumbai, country say India, and you will go for this go button. Don't go to this second go button, just click on this and the data will be created. Now go to this browse. You will be able to see this first data is inserted, Sachin Tendulkar, like this way. So in this way you can insert as much as data you can by going to this insert, and then just go to this insert the values, as much values you want to insert. But as you have selected the type as varchar, so don't put this numerical value. You can just go for say 20, like this, and place of birth say Kolkata, India, and just go for go button. I'm just inserting any values, fake values, they are not real. And then you can go for browse button, and you can be able to see these two values inserted in our table. So I just showed this how to create database. So let us move to our pie chart. Now we will see how to connect our Python program to the our database. So as we have installed the two packages, that is MySQL Connector and ConnectorDB, we are going to use this. Now first of all, we will write the program to connect our Python with the MySQL to our database. So first we will write this import MySQL Connector. Then we will create any object, say MyDB, and equal to MySQL Connector dot connect. We will use this connect function to connect to our database, and we are going to provide 4 things. One is host, which is localhost. Another is username, which is root. Third is password, which we are going to keep this field empty. Then comes our database name. See, there are two things. One is our table name and another is database name. So we are going to provide here database name. Okay. Then if how we will come to know that it is connected or not. So if we are going to use, for that we are going to use this isConnected function, mydb.isConnected. Then it will print connected on the console, and then mydb.close. Now we are going to use this cursor method to execute some functions like to insert data, to create a database, or to update the table. So with the help of this myCursor.execute, these functions whatever we are going to perform on these databases will be executed. So this is for the first, our first program is to create table, say cricket of name cricketers data, and we will specify the columns which we want in our table. So for this we are using this command create table, and the name of, with followed by space, we will specify the name of the table, say cricketers data, then the columns inside the bracket, say first name, and then its type varchar, max characters inside the bracket 20. In this way we will write the different columns separated by a comma. After executing this program, we will able to see the output as connected if it gets connected to our database, and also it will create error because we already have database of name cricket table of name cricketers data as I have connected it as I have created it before. Right now we created the table name with XYZ, but that was for just example. So I have one table with the name cricketers data, so it might show error, or else in some cases it will also create one more table with the same name cricketers data, and the operations will be performed on that particular table. So let's run this. So we are getting here error, but the connected is printed here, means our database is, our Python program is connected to the database, but we are getting error here because we already have this database with the table name cricketers data. Okay, so let's go for another program. Insert some values to our database. Our another program is to insert, say, 5 cricketers data to our table. Here it is. So we are going to write this same program one more time for connection to our database, and everything is as it is. Then inside this SQL variable, we are going to write the command, say insert into cricketers data. This is the command insert into, and followed by space this table's name, which is cricketers data. Here the database name is cricketer team and the table name is cricketers data. So, and also we will specify the columns which are there in this database, and what data is to be inserted will be of type varchar. So we are going to write here %s, and then we will take one more object as val, and inside that we are going to write the data to be inserted, followed by comma, in this way. And as we have to go for execute these many operations, we have to insert these many data, so we are going to go for execute many method and perform this. We are passing these two things, this command and these values, to this function. These commit functions ensures that operations to be performed on this database are consistent. Then we are going to print the myCursor.row count. With this function prints how many rows are affected. As we are going to insert this 5 data into the 5 rows, so it will print 5 rows affect, 5 rows inserted, record inserted. So let's run this particular program and see the output. When we run this, we are able to see the message 5 record inserted. And when you go to your Python program, sorry, your database, and look for the changes. You will be able to see the changes. First of all, you have to refresh here. Sorry, my database is cricketers team. Inside that cricketers data, so you will be able to see the data is inserted here. 5 data is inserted here. 5 records are inserted. So now, as there was already data sum present there, few more time it is inserted. Now our next program is to print just the values or data inside these two columns, which is first name and the country. These are the columns in our database, and the data inserted in these two columns will be, everything will be printed. So first program will be as it is for each program for the connection to the database. Then say this is object A, inside which we are going to use execute method to execute this command. So our command is select and the column name separated by comma, from, then comes the table name inside the double quotes and the bracket. Now in this my result object, you will we are going to use fetch all method, so that all the data will be fetched and it will be received in this my result object, and we are going to print this using for loop. Now let's run this program and see the result. Now we are able to see that all the data inside this name, first name, and the country field is printed. Now our another next program is to update the data in the, so first things will be as it is. Then let's say we are taking this SQL object, inside that we are taking our command for to update our data in the database. So the command will be update followed by the name of the table. Then we will, what we have to set, so that we will use set command, and then followed by the field name or column name. So country equal to India, we have to set country equal to India, where here the command comes where, then followed by the column name as first name, where the first name will be Mahendra Singh. So wherever the first name is Mahendra Singh, we have to set country equal to India. So as I have already said that India, wherever there is Mahendra Singh, so let us change here something. So right here Pakistan. Now wherever there will be Mahendra Singh as first name, the country will be changed to the Pakistan. So the data will be updated through this program, and this again we are going to use this commit function, and then row count, and then the message will be printed that much row is affected. So let us run the program. We are able to see this message, 3 rows of 3 records affected. So let us go to the database and check whether it is affected. So first of all, refresh your database and you will be able to see wherever there is Mahendra Singh, the country name is Pakistan. So the data is updated. To India once again. Now run it again. 3 data records are affected. Okay. Next program is to delete some data from our database. So let us see for it. Go for it. Now again the first few lines will be same for the connection program to the database. Then let's say this SQL object, inside this we are going to take this command, delete command. So this is the delete command, delete from followed by the table name that is cricketers data, where the first name will be equal to Mahendra Singh. So wherever our first name will be equal to Mahendra Singh, we have to delete this delete that data, delete that row from our cricketers data table, and we have to execute this command. So, and we have to print whatever data is affected. So let us run our program. So 3 records are affected. So let us see in our browser where our database is there. Refresh it. Now we are able to see that there is no Mahendra Singh name here as the data is deleted. So this is how we can perform database queries through Python program. That's all. Thank you.